dry bones that are so wrapped up in fighting 2 or 3 or 4 wars around the globe, of keeping hundreds of military stations open. Oh, dry bones, rise up! There is a promise of new life that we as a people can care for one another, that we can bring witness to those in need, that we can stand in solidarity with those who are poor, the remnants, those who are lost, wandering, perhaps struggling to make it to college, or wondering if there will be money for textbooks next year. This last week, in a similar vein, kind of in the culture of violence, there was a shooting at 28th and 12th, and another at 35th and 12th. Close by, our city, the people here in Minneapolis. And yet we struggle to speak out against the violence that is around us. There are powerful lobby groups that speak out for individual rights with regard to guns. But how do we speak out for sanity? How do we speak out for the care of all neighbors? How do we create a new culture? A culture of peace and nonviolence. Now, the places of death and destruction can go on and on. We can talk about racism, alive and well. Many of you read the Star Tribune reports around unemployment. 3 times greater here in the Twin Cities for African Americans than for those who are Anglo. A shame. Something that we need to be talking about, and we as people of faith need to lift up. Now. And here in Lent, beyond the corporate places of struggle, oppression, and of death, what about us? What about us as individuals? How do we look to new life being made known? What is the cave that we are being called out of? Perhaps there are those who are still in a cave of grief, of loss. Perhaps there are those who are in a cave wondering what's next in my life. In terms of employment, in terms of life beyond children, or perhaps in terms of life and retirement. Where is that new promise of life today? Perhaps there are those who are looking at the walls of not being treated equally, whether women in the workplace, or gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender people here in our culture. This coming week we have the Out Front Lobby Day at the Capitol. A large presence of those who call for us to be together, to be one society. Dry bones, rise up. Lazarus, come out. Where are you today? Where are you longing? And are you willing to be like Thomas? To say, even at cost to myself, I'm going to go. I love at the end that we can't just put ourselves neatly into one category, whether it's Thomas or Martha or Mary, or even the Jews. That we, in a sense, get pulled in many different directions in the story. And that we become co-creators. In Ezekiel, the prophet leads us in this direction. And in John, Jesus pushes us in this direction. The people don't just get to idly stand by and smile. to unbind and to loosen, to pray together, to hold one another in deep care and concern, to stand with those in need, to offer our own struggles alongside those of everyone else. We come this day to the table, we come to the cross, and we bring all that we are. And we rest in the promise of new life, hope. Come. Come out. Be unbound. As those who have the longings and the hurts, and as those who are about this work, challenging the places of death. We are a resurrection